tafadhali samahani. Ile nambari mlipiga ya Uhuru Kenyatta na Odinga ni mteja.
Ati? Na mimi usiniulize. Umesema ni?
Tafadhali namba ya Uhuru Kenyatta ni mteja. Atarudi mwaka ijayo.
What's wrong with you? Wamezoea wako na tabia mbaya.
Lemoni parankui.
Wewe.
Acha kuniguza.
Nasikia vibaya huko.
Ruto. Kwa hivyo mimi ningewaomba acha kuniguza.
Hata mimi nimembadilisha jina.
Takataka.
Anaitwa ule bwana wa mapromise.
Look at you.
Hata namtafuta yule jamaa aliimba nyimbo inaitwa Party After Party. Mnajua hiyo?
Acha wapige mdomo.
Waendelee kuota.
Nataka mumtafute huyo aliimba nyimbo. Nataka muimbie William Ruto nyimbo.
Yesu.
What do you say?
William Ruto nyimbo. Ambayo inaimbwa Promise After Promise.
Tunakuonea 18 wewe. Tunakuonea 18.
Promise After Promise.
It is important that we accept the will of God.
Kwenda! Toka kwenda huko.
Promise After Promise After Promise.
That is a very bad culture.
Hawajasikia, ngoja DJ. Wacha wananchi wenyewe waimbe.
Okay.
Si ndio mna hiyo? Promise.
Watu waache mchezo bana.
Sina mna hiyo? Promise After Promise.
Excellency Raila Odinga.
Afadhali tubaki wachache ambayo wako na msimamo.
Tulikuwa na wewe bunge.
What's wrong with you?
Na kuomba na kusihi.
Raila kweli, wewe uko na utoto mingi mzee.
Wacha serikali ifanye kazi.
Hapana.
Usirudi kama.
Hapana.
Na kuomba tu na kusihi.
Ndio.
Usirudi kwa barabara.
Kenya ni yetu.
Rudia tena.
Kenya ni yetu.
Serikali inatengenezwa. Asante.
Aujourd'hui aussi c'est un autre jour. Raila.
That is a very bad culture. We must move out of that.
Enough.
Allah.
And people have said Kenya, in fact, if you look at the figures, Kenya has overpaid its debt. We do not owe anybody anything.
What are you saying, Bwana?
We have overpaid our debt.
Nitakupiga viboko. Unipeleke kule utanipeleka.
By more than 1 trillion, 2 trillion shillings.
Sisi hatuna nguvu.
So, if you look at the figures in terms of what we have legitimately borrowed and what the government has been paying over the years, when you do a balance sheet, you find that we have overpaid the debt.
So this money that keeps going out, Senator, on a...
When we pay, they don't subtract from what has been...
Tuko na sauti ya kuongea, si ndio? Wakenya wakiumia lazima tuongee bwana.
Those are the things we want. And these are the questions. Slamo like Kamau Thuge, Professor Ndungu, you have got Rotich, you have got Ruto, you have got Uhuru. These are the questions they need to answer.
Minister, sorry. So where is this money going?
I think it's just being pocketed. A big proportion of it is being pocketed.
Asubuhi Ruto.
Wow.
Saa 6 Ruto.
Kwa sababu wewe unasoma katiba kama umevuta vitu vingine.
Mkeo hazai Ruto. Mvua hakuna Ruto.
Wow.
Kila kitu Ruto this, Ruto that.
Enough is enough.
70 years old man. Continue.
So what they just do, they try just to tamper around with a few interests so that you don't look like you have defaulted.
Moto ni?
We nyamaza, hujatanjwa.
But substantially clearing the debt, a lot of the money is being pocketed.
Watu wawache mchezo bana.
Ndugu yangu, mmeshindwa na kazi.
That's why we need to just say where does this money go, because money cannot disappear. Kenya is at the risk of defaulting.
Kwa maoni yangu naona Raila bado anatosha tu.
Bwana.
And that's why the president is trying to say that let us squeeze everything we can in 1 year to raise 1 trillion shillings. And that's why we must come down and audit these debts. Some of these debts even did not reach Kenya. The money did not reach here. The money was paid offshore. There was a time the Uhuru government amended the Public Finance Management Act.
That is a very bad culture.
To allow for them to create offshore accounts.
Kila ukikaa sijui serikali hii ni mbaya. Si uhame whether you got
to make payments offshore, because under the law, all money by government should come to the consolidated fund. Parliament should then decide to appropriate that money. And the control of budget should control how it is now spent. Take an example of the SGR. Not a coin came into this country from China. All money was paid in Beijing. The debt was factored here.
Mimi sio mimi napitisha sheria ni bunge.
And that's one of the things I fought until the Court of Appeal agreed with me and said that this thing was unconstitutional. And that's basically an odious debt.
That is a very bad culture. We must move out of that.
We are now in the Supreme Court slugging it out. Okay. That's why these people came up with that vehicle where they amended the Public Finance Management Act and purported to override the Constitution with an act of Parliament. Jesus! And now they borrow money offshore and keep it offshore.
In whose hands is Kenyan safe?
So like you have a house girl. Okay? You have a baby. You buy all the formulas and whatever. But when you come back, you find your baby has got Gachagua.
You wonder
what is happening. And the housemaid is flourishing. So the maid is eating the the baby's food.
Look at you.
And the time has to come to fight that maid.
This prayer also is a very expensive one. It's not the ordinary prayer, Mr. Speaker. The kind of food they serve there, Mr. Speaker, I don't know whether it comes through prayers also, because it's not a small thing, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I don't know how we can get feedback whether God has accepted that prayer.
Allah! Allah! Allah!
It's what I've been looking for the last 5 years, Mr. Speaker.
Mambo ya kila siku maombi ya nini?
Lakini mnajua Mungu anajibu maombi jameni.
Takataka.
But having said, Mr. Speaker, I have heard the majority leader, he said he has prayed for me so that I can come back. Mr. Speaker, one prayer that I know has not been accepted is that one.
Then nilikuwa nimewawarn.
Because he just called me, he never prayed.
Wow.
He told me, but there is some business in the house, business, come back to the house, we discuss.
Utakufa vibaya wewe na kuhurumia.
That's not a prayer, Mr. Speaker. And I know, even from his physical appearance, Mr. Speaker, he cannot qualify to pray for anyone. Let us not also overuse prayers.
Na kupima sana umekuja juzi na uko na mdomo kabisa.